All right, GM, everybody, and welcome to Wake and Jake. It's an exciting day in the markets. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, but we stay kicking. Markets keeping us in check here today. Exciting times for us though. MVHQ finally launched their TGE. HQ token is out. A lot of sleepless nights went into this. We're happy it's finally out there. We're happy people are could finally enjoy it. The app is doing well. Jake, good morning. How are you, bro? Can't hear you if
Good
you try to
morning.
talk.
Sorry, I had
Ah,
my
there
mic
you
muted.
are. Yeah.
uh, yeah, man. Anything going on today, or seems a little slow?
Seems a little, seems a little slow. Other than the app launching and abstract finally going live, and the market's taking a huge beating again. No, nothing really. Just a regular quiet day here in the Metaverse HQ.
Yeah. Yeah, guys. This is obviously I know a lot of people came in about obviously with the TGE today. About 4 hours ago is when we launched on exchanges. We'll definitely run through all that, guys. No worries there. This is Awake and Jake. We do this weekly show um, every Monday at this same time, and it's a show for Alpha. Hopefully deliver the most possible value to you guys in terms of what's going on in the market. Is not centered around TGE stuff. This is not going to be a Q&A regarding our TGE. So I'm sorry if that's what you're here for. I'll address some stuff off the bat for sure. But this is not going to be, Q&A. So if you're requesting to speak regarding that, it's just not going to happen. Sorry. We are going to have a town hall to address that ourselves here within the next day or so. So look out for that if you want a forum for that. Also, if you're having any type of like technical difficulties with the site, just know we're very aware that a lot's going on. Our devs have been working super hard. We got an insane amount of traffic. We've been throwing a lot of resources at it, throwing a lot of money at it to scale up and handle the traffic. It's just been a lot, and just asking for some patience there as we work through it. And you can also feel free to go to our Discord and open a support ticket if you're having issues there. But yeah, Jinzo, I'll get into a little bit more stuff regarding that here in a second. But how you doing at the moment, man?
Good, bro. Been a busy couple days, watching all our bags kind of melt away yesterday and just the stuff today, but it's good. I'm feeling good. When you've been in this space long enough, you know how to take these as they come and not panic. So in reality, it's just finding opportunity. This is why we're always liquid, right? We try to find opportunity when they come. We don't know how long these dips last, but they don't last forever. So just for me, like outside of all the TGE stuff, I just been buying dips on coins that I like and deploying some capital, but being careful a little bit because obviously you don't want to buy too fast. You want to wait and see how low we go. But yeah, in general, man, I'm good. Business as usual. You know how it is. We're cool heads in MVHQ. We just take the things as they come and see what the market like. What opportunities present themselves every single day in this market. And there's just another one. But yeah, man. Other than that, just feeling good. Really, I'm just happy TGE is here. We can finally like push that forward and move along as it pertains to the platform. Just roll out the next phases and stuff. That's going to be fun. Obviously, we need to get over all these little kinks we're having, but that was expected. We knew that surprises always happen when there's a launch or whatever. So we're gonna work through that, and now we're just gonna focus on the next phases. That's gonna be fun. It's always cool to see.
Yeah. Yeah. Regarding that, obviously, there's been some site issues, technical issues in the forefront. We're very aware, as I said before. Look, you can be the claim is open for 30 days, so there's no rush to claim right now. At the moment, you can wait a little bit for things to calm down. We're working absolutely very hard to get all the issues sorted out. We've been on call with the devs, all morning. They're plugging away for sure. It's certainly not going unnoticed, and we're sorry about these issues. But it kind of comes with the territory a lot. If you've done any type of TGE, a lot of times there is issues in the forefront. We do what we can to try and anticipate all of them right away. We scale up in anticipation as well, and it's just hard to know, once you actually hit the live environment, what it's really going to look like. And I realize it's unfortunate for people, but look, again, it's not a rush to claim right now. It's there's 30 days to do so. So, and I just want to run down a little bit about how the launch works too, if people are unfamiliar, had questions about it. It is so actually out forefront, I want to explain the allocation stuff. People are wondering about not getting allocation because they're users on the site and stuff too. I wanted to go through that. Look, we have a decision make. You got to understand, we had hundreds of thousands of users that have used our platform, done missions on our platform before, and we can't reward everyone, or else the reward's not going to be worthwhile to anyone, right? So there's at certain point you have to make a cutoff and make a decision there, and we did so at a point where at the minimum, it's still people who really didn't have to do much on our platform, just like a few missions for the most part to be able to get rewarded. And it's still, a decent size to be worth your while for that reward. But yeah, I mean, the focus was on getting people who were real users, right? Not just farmers minting and doing like a single mission on 20 different accounts. It's people who have been doing the missions consistently. And those are the ones who we decided to reward because we want real users on our platform, right? People who are actually been with us this whole time. So that's kind of the thought process a bit. We're obviously taking a longer term approach with how our drop works. You can claim right away if you want to your allocation via the vault allocation. But if you decide to wait and initialize your stream, then you're going to get a constant stream of tokens. You'll see it in your dashboard. It'll live update. It's the same amount, exact same amount as the vault. And that stream lasts for a year, right? At any time you can cancel that and claim your vault. But claiming the vault will cancel your stream and you'll forfeit all those tokens in the stream. So essentially, if you wait a year, your allocation doubles, right? So that's the whole game theory behind it. We wanted to give the option because we knew people were using our platform for quite some time. So we wanted to give the option if people wanted to cash out and claim their vault, then they can right away, right? That's their prerogative. We didn't want to make people wait more. But if you are a longer term user of our site and you do believe in MBHQ, then we wanted to give you an option to get upside from that, right? We wanted to reward the people who are longer term. So we developed this kind of double-sided mechanism to do so, right? And I just want to make clear, if you do decide to just initialize the stream, right, and you don't do your vault right away, you can do your vault at any time, right? If you decide, 3 weeks from now or 3 months from now or 6 months from now or whatever that you want to claim your vault amount, that's fine. Right? You'll get that Airstream amount that entire time. And then once you do claim that full vault amount, it'll cancel the Airstream. So it's not like a decision that you have to make right this second. It's gonna be there for the entirety of the claim, as long as all you need to do really is to start that claim process. Yeah, like I said at the beginning of the show, if you have technical questions, again, I would recommend just waiting a few hours. Our devs are working hard on it. You can also go to our Discord. It's linked in our NBHQ Twitter account bio here. And you can submit a support ticket. It's also linked on our website on the app. If you need help there. And again, this is not going to be a Q&A for our TGE. I'm sorry if that's what you're here for. This is a regular show that we're providing. We're going to hopefully provide some value and some alpha regarding the market. Because that's what we do and have done a lot in the MBHQ community. That's kind of our bread and butter, is to try and help people win here in the market. So if you are here for the Q&A on TG stuff, we're going to have a town hall for that here in the coming days, the next day or two. So be on the lookout for that. But this is not going to be the space for it. So apologies if that's what you're here for. Just look out for that town hall.
Yep.
And
Well
yeah,
said, Jake.
anything else?
No, I'm good, bro. We're good. I think we've said enough on that. There's going to be, like you said, just things that are coming up to be able to discuss all that. But if you have issues, the Discord's there for that. We're there answering the tickets tirelessly. So just go ahead. A lot of people are having the same issues, so it's not going to be a huge problem to fix. But yeah, man. Moving on here, the macro section of our portion of our show. This should be juicy. It's been a bit of a mess out there, Jake. I don't know, man. Like, there's a lot of people panicking on CT again. This to me is always a bottom signal, but again, one day it won't be a bottom signal. We will have that bottom fall out and go lower. But yeah, give us your takes, man. What are you seeing out there? What are your follows? I know you follow a lot of sharp people on Twitter. What have they been saying? How are they seeing this market right now?
Yeah, let's do a rundown of macro stuff right now. As we're sitting right now, it's Bitcoin sitting at 99.5K, down 6.6% on the week. ETH 30, just above 3K, down 9%. Sol 230 or so, down 10% on the week. Pretty red across the board, especially on the altcoin stuff. Yeah, unfortunate. The big news here is the stock market's also taking a pretty big hit, especially the AI sector in general. There's a new development from a Chinese AI company called DeepSeek, and that's really spooked the market. Where it's a small team, and they're making this open source AI product. That's I'm not deep into the AI streets. I'm not an expert in that area. Just from what I've read and what I've heard, it's comparable to a lot of the OpenAI stuff that OpenAI is developing. So there's some fright in the market, that this small of a team is able to create this AI that maybe these giant valuations on these big AI companies, stuff like Nvidia that's down almost 20%. Might not be worth that much, right? And that's causing a scare in the larger market, and it's affecting crypto as well. So that's unfortunate, obviously, that we're starting the week off with a bunch of red. I know that's obviously never fun. I wouldn't want to launch a token into that. That's for sure. But yeah, man. Look, I'm not a macro expert. I say this every show. I just try to follow people who I think are. One who is my favorite is Crypto Don Alt. I would highly recommend him. His account's on private right now, but maybe he's still accepting new people. I'm not sure. But essentially, his analysis, this was before this morning, was that he wants us to see us hold 100K Bitcoin. That is, and the chart still looks pretty good overall. Things still look bullish if we are holding 100K. Obviously, right now we're just below that. That's on the daily time frame that he's talking about, and we don't close daily until about 8 hours from now. So if we kind of get back above that 100K, maybe we're looking a bit better. It's pretty shaky at the moment. But in general, his thesis is that, look, the sentiment is very bearish right now. If you look on Twitter, if you look in Discord groups, right, there's people kind of panicking a bit, Telegram groups, what have you. But the Bitcoin chart is still, relatively decent for what's going on in the market. And that's usually a good combo, especially because, I think about $1 trillion of open interest. So like leveraged longs positions got wiped out and liquidated on this recent move this morning. So that's usually healthy when less people are long, more people are encouraged to buy spot. Longs don't get hunted as much. All that together, we still need to, I would say, reclaim 100K here today to be feeling better about things. But I would say a bit of healthy liquidations as well. So cautiously optimistic in general. I think a lot of macro is going to be moving, especially crypto stuff is going to be moving based on news and a bit harder to predict, right? I think you can see that if you just look at the weekly chart or look at the chart over the past week, when obviously, inauguration was last Monday. A lot of expectations regarding what's going to happen with legislation around crypto in the US. And we've kind of seen that play on the charts where people were overeager on news announcements, and then we dumped, and then people analyzed it a bit, and they're like, oh, that's actually might be bullish, and then we pumped, and then we've dumped again, and it's been very, very volatile. And I would expect that to continue, and then maybe in the next week or two, especially given there's so many new executive orders coming out from Trump, and there's so many things that have yet to be released, and and just in general, like we just don't know exactly what he's going to roll out, and what the timelines are going to be on various executive orders that he's going to roll out, both from a wider economy standpoint and crypto. So I would expect the market to continue to be relatively volatile. Not exactly the best trading conditions. I would personally recommend finding spots in smaller caps that don't get affected as much by this news. I'm not one to leverage trade in these conditions, just because it's really hard to know what's going to happen unless you have obviously insider info.
Yeah, definitely an overreaction by the market just on this news. It is worrisome for Nvidia and other companies that thought they had a stranglehold on this market, but people are just really overreacting because they don't see the positives that came out of this. Basically a monopoly got disrupted here, and on top of it, it's with a software, or basically a new like technology that's open source. They basically came out, made something super cheap, like that's really good also, but open source. So now our companies over here are going to be able to take this information and grow it. And what do you think is going to happen when they start using this open source technology with the $500 billion that Trump has pledged to develop AI, right? It's just going to make it grow so much faster. So sure, short term, I think it is bearish because of the overreaction, and because of like we're disrupted by another major power that we thought weren't even on the map for this game. But I think like in general, mid to long term, it's amazing because it came to shake up the world that we thought was like just controlled by one company, right? Where they were building all the hardware and all the GPUs needed for them to be able to develop AI. But now we see that, oh, we were wrong about our way of thinking about AI and how we built AI on this side of the world, and that the way they did it was so much more efficient. And on top of it, they're sharing it with the world, so it's just going to develop things much quicker. I don't think long term it's bearish at all. I think it's just a big overreaction, and very soon when people start realizing that, we're going to recover. It's just, yeah, and Nvidia and other companies took a hit because they thought they were unstoppable. A lot of people had their money placed there, and it took the rest of the market down with it. And obviously AI touches crypto a lot these days, so it affected us in a big way too. But I really am not worried at all. I think it's going to be quick recovery. Just this administration is putting so much into crypto and into AI that people are going to buy up these dips. It's really like we've seen like many times before. There's FUD and also cascading liquidations and stuff that make things look much worse than they are. But whales and institutions are there buying up the dips. They have companies like BlackRock that have billions and billions of dollars at the disposal. They're just buying up everything that you're selling. So don't make it easy for them. And now you have the Trump administration buying up all the Bitcoin they could get their hands on, and all the crypto. Actually, they've been creating themselves a nice deep portfolio. So don't get caught up in all the FUD from CT, crypto Twitter. Just try to think a little bit longer term, and seeing that this is only just getting started. At least I think it is. And there's many ups and downs in the cycle, and it's just another bump in the road. I don't think if you're thinking long term when it comes to crypto or any coin, then you shouldn't be worried about what's happening today or this week. It should just be one data point on a very, very long scale.
Yeah. I'm certainly in agreement with you too. My take is that I think it helps out. It's actually pretty bullish for these AI crypto projects,
Yeah.
because it kind of gives optimism that they can compete on the larger scale, right? When you see a small company like DeepSeek really take up this kind of like mind share, and obviously advancements in AI, I think it shows that okay, it kind of gets people like, oh, like maybe these smaller projects that are developing stuff in crypto actually can compete and have even more upside than what we initially anticipated. That's kind of my take from it. maybe that's uneducated. Again, I'm not like an expert in the AI space, but that's my initial reaction there, and I think in general it's going to be pretty good for a lot of these smaller projects who are really building something that's useful in general. Which we've definitely said, many times in this show, we don't think this AI thing is just a meta, right, in crypto. We think it's going to stick around because it actually provides a lot of very valuable use cases, and it's advancing at an extremely rapid rate. And crypto is just kind of just makes a ton of sense as the way for these type of things to be funded, right? Because they are all digital, and there's a lot of unique value unlocks that happens with the intersection of being able to manage crypto along with AI. So yeah, just in general, that's my piece regarding the whole DeepSeek stuff.
Yep, it's turned into a digital arms race. We've seen in the past, just in history, how arms races develop technologies real fast. And you better believe that a guy like Trump's just going to be like, yeah, we got to be the best, because that's what he is. That's how he thinks about everything. He's like, yeah, this country has to be the best, and he's going to throw all kinds of money at it, and he's going to accelerate it. So I think it's just going to it's going to kick this whole thing into overdrive. Already AI was developing so quick that now it's just going to be insane what we see coming out in the next few months. It's going to grow at a rapid pace. I think crypto and AI. But yeah, like just touching on Trump a little bit, you saw even Eric Trump this week hint at the fact that there's going to be a big announcements come out. Obviously, this is him saying it, not his father yet, but saying how U.S. coins might be no tax, like they might be non-taxable and stuff. So there's a lot of good things coming, even for crypto, not just for AI. And it just can't be short-sighted. They're really making a big push. Just the fact that they're signing all these orders and trying to build up an SBR, a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And yeah, there was even speculation that the reason why they might have released Ross Ulbricht, now we don't have to get too deep into this because it's all conspiracy and speculation, but a lot of people are thinking that since he was such a big holder of Bitcoin, that this was a way for them to get their hands on his Bitcoin too, right? They're trying to build up their reserves here. So yeah, it's interesting, man. There's a lot of moving parts here in the crypto world currently. Do you give any what do you think about Eric Trump's statements? Have you seen that about them wanting to potentially make US coins not taxable or tax free?
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen speculation. This wasn't from Eric Trump, but just regarding a reserve just for US coins too. And I think, it aligns with obviously a lot of Trump's policies. He's done a lot of crazy stuff. And I wouldn't put it past him to only, incentivize coins being launched in the US. So it's funny, like it's something I hadn't really thought of before, because you don't really think about coins being native to a country in crypto. But obviously that would be very beneficial, I would think, for price if that does go through for these different coins. I saw just for like a quick recap too on the Trump stuff of what actually did happen regarding crypto. There were some orders. I think largely people felt a little underwhelmed. I think at first with what they were. People were expecting the Bitcoin strategic reserve to happen right away. It seems from what I've seen that's probably a long ways off. It might take a while to get implemented. But what they are doing right away is they prohibited any type of like central bank digital currency, CBDC, within the U.S. Right? They created a working group for digital asset markets to actually set up some regulatory rules, as obviously the previous administration, if you've been following with Gary Gensler and stuff, has been just regulation by enforcement, where they're just handing down subpoenas and such. I forgot what the term was, but to different companies saying that they were in violating such and such law, but they didn't give any type of actual clarity on what that was. I think those kind of things come to an end, which is good. This is really good to see for crypto. I think being able to have some type of framework to work in encourages bigger companies to actually get involved more. And it makes crypto not seem like such a scammy environment for big firms and for others to invest in. And then also, there was the potential creation of a national digital asset stockpile, which people thought at first that was the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. It seems like initially that's going to be derived from stuff that they seize, the federal government seizes. In different cases, they have like a bunch of the Silk Road Bitcoin, a couple other hacks and such that the government has seized. So that's, in my opinion, not the biggest thing, but if they do decide to use that eventually in market buy, that's the thing that you really want to look for. But for now, it's kind of muted on the bullishness of what it is, but it's at least something, right? It's at least a lot better than what we had previously.
Steps in the right direction. As long as they stop dropping meme coins, we'll be okay. Man, did he ever screw things up with that? He okay, fine, launch Trump, but bro, you're dropping Melania right after. Like, what's wrong with you? They just sucked all the liquidity out of the market. They made it turn for the worst, and I get it. They don't have a great grasp at what's going on in the trenches, but I mean, that's what they need to do, right? They need to identify the things that they don't know and kind of not be so greedy when it comes to this stuff. But yeah, it is what it is, man. We're here now, and it created a lot of buying opportunity for us. So yeah, we'll just keep buying, I guess. Keep clicking. Trend just took a big hit too. The shitcoin streets were bloody, man. If you we already know that if the main coins are dipping, the meme coins and shitcoins take the biggest hits, and a lot of them are going to take a while to recover, if at all. It's just been down only for a lot of these coins. Yeah, it's been a market where you just want to be liquid all the time. And when I mean liquid, I don't mean just USD. I mean Solana, Bitcoin, things you can hold that you can buy other crypto with. That's been really the play. Very different than other cycles. I feel like last cycle I could have been overinvested and stuff and it wasn't so bad. Whereas this cycle, if I'm holding too many coins, since there's no really substance to them, they have no soul. Let's call it that. They have no soul like NFTs used to. It just feels like things could just dump out of nowhere and never recover, and there's no really substance to them. It's kind of a bit of a shame, I'd say. Still a fun cycle, but I feel like last cycle I was having way more fun. Yeah, just a little tangent there. I don't know if you feel the same, Jake, but I just feel like yeah, it's cool. We're making money. I have a bigger grasp on what's going on this cycle than last. I feel like I know where it's going and I have a really good feel for it, a good gut feel and all, but I just feel like it's not as fun. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's just harder, right? I think it's because there's so many different coins out there now than what there used to be. That it's just a lot tougher really to know what to pick. And there's been some violent rotations as well, from coin to coin, where there's been big pumps and you think, okay, this is the one to hold. And then it dumps pretty significantly too. So, a lot more people getting burned. I still have a lot of hope that this is not anywhere near the top of the cycle. I'm still pretty bullish on the rest of the year. We could certainly get some pullbacks in the meantime, a good amount of volatility, but I still am fairly optimistic that we aren't anywhere near like the end.
Same here. I kind of don't even envy the newer people joining now because it's like it feels like it's just so easy to lose all your money this cycle. It's not like you can just you could, I guess, just park it into Bitcoin or Solana and hope for the best. You can do things like that, but people come in this market to make big money and they gamble way too much these days. So it's been a lot harder. It feels like we've shifted focus to just gambling, crypto gambling, because Solana casino, and it's not the best recipe for success. I know a lot of people are going to lose a lot this cycle, but others like us with experience, then obviously we can make money because of that. So yeah. It's just what it is. Just this cycle has been a mess. But yeah, speaking of our opportunities, I don't know if you're ready to move on, Jake. We can move on, right? You're good.
Yeah. Let's talk.
Speaking of abstract, some other things that are coming out now. Abstract just launched. It's live. I don't think they've tweeted out yet, but people have figured out how to bridge over, and they've been trying to play shitcoins over there. So far, I've bought two, and they're both down really bad. But we're taking it easy because we learned from Ape Chain. We've learned from Ape Chain that bridging over $10,000 and trying to buy everything under the sun would have been good if we would have sold. But now we're taking it easy. We're trying not to go too crazy. I bought Pango and I bought Chester, and right now I think people had just front ran it way too hard. They had ran up Pango all the way to 8 million, and they've been just waiting for people to bridge over and dumping on their heads, and we're back down to 2.5 mils. So we're gonna see a lot of that. But yeah, there was also a lot of NFT projects that were waiting for Abstract to launch, and I guess they're gonna launch later today or tomorrow. They might even delay their NFT launch for tomorrow, but I know a lot of them are waiting to go live on Magic Eden. They're just waiting for the announcement and people to get over. But I'm just going to give a general warning. A lot of those are not backed or even vetted by Abstract. A lot of them are going to be pumps and dumps or cash grabs. So you need to be very careful when it comes to a new chain. There's a lot of noise, and it's very hard to identify which projects are good, which projects are bad, which coins you might want to buy for to flip or even long term. There's opportunity, but you're probably going to step on a landmine if you go too quick. So take it easy. Make sure you vet your opportunities properly, and also check their website. I think right now you need a password to get in, but they're supposed to have a list of projects that they have vetted and they back, that are probably more legit than the rest. I think they have like 80 projects on there. I just haven't been able to get to the list today because everything's down. But make sure you look at that list before you get involved, and just take it slow. If you're going to degen on this chain, there's going to be people out there that already have bags that were able to buy before you got on, and they're probably going to dump on your head. But yeah, new chains bring new opportunity. We just need to be a little bit careful here.
Yeah, very well said. There's certainly a risk if you're trying to do the early bridge over. They haven't officially announced it, like Jinzo was saying. Keep an eye on the Abstract Twitter. They did say it was going to come today, but there are people already bridging over. I think if you, sorry, we have links in our Discord. I'm not sure exactly.
It's relay.link. Relay.link.
Oh,
yeah.
Relay's popular bridge.
You can use that to bridge over, no problem.
arbscan.org as well if you want to add the chain to your wallet. Or sorry, not arbscan, abscan, abscan.org. And that's a way, obviously, as well to explore the blockchain itself. But it's just Jizza was saying, like, a lot of stuff launching right now because it's before the official announcement. There's a high chance of rug in there. People are trying to take advantage of the lack of infrastructure available right away. Can make it a little easier, or I say a little harder on the user for identifying rugs. So if you are degenning away on some shit coins on Abstract, just know that there's probably going to be a high chance rug on these things. But I get it. I'm one who likes to do it myself. There's also a deck screener section for Abstract already. If you want to go there and monitor what coins are available at the moment, you can go on the side panel of deck screener and just scroll down to Abstract on the list of chains. And then you can obviously sort it by whatever your preference is. I like to sort by volume to see what's happening, and then you can filter by market cap and such, or age of the token too if you're trying to look at new stuff. And I'm sure there's gonna be plenty of bots as well that cater to the platform. But that's just some initial idea to give you an initial idea of what's going on over there.
They also have their own pump fund that launched called buzz.fun, BUZZ.fun. I think you need a password to get in. I think that password is passion. I have to check. I haven't tried it myself yet, but obviously right now, be careful over there because there's not much volume, not much going on, and everything's just tanking. Just putting it on your radar so you can know all the links. But it's buzz.fun for the pump fund of Abstract. Yeah, I mean they're doing a lot of cool initiatives. Like they onboarded a bunch of streamers to get streaming on their platform and get rewarded for streaming on their platform themselves. They're trying to compete with Twitch. another big and Kick, another big names. That's bold of them. I mean, it's not easy to do, but they're trying to do it the right way, where they're vetting who they let on. Originally, they had 17,000 people um, try to get a spot in 2 days. I mean, in 48 hours, they had 17,000 people sign up to become a streamer, and I guess that's people of all sizes of online footprint. But they ended up choosing a lot of the people that were already well known, like Ansem and Thread Guy. Obviously, these guys were going to get a spot. But that's one way they're trying to grow the abstract name, and it's cool. I mean, they're trying to do it the right way. Luca is really community focused, and he's going to make sure that people win, and that's always been what his focus is. So, I think he's going to do the right thing here, and think for long term and not just short term gain. That's usually how it works with a chain. You have to concentrate on longevity, and it can't be just about making a quick buck, because that's not how it works with chains. This is something that is going to be a project, a long-term project for them. They're going to try to build it out properly, and we already see how difficult it is to attract people to different chains, and not even just attract them, just retain those people. So we'll see. I mean, I'm bullish on what they're doing. It's going to be fun to see how they evolve and where they go with this, because it's so like Solana just controls so much of the market right now, which is ironic because last year everybody was saying no, Solana. Last cycle everybody was saying Solana was never going to make it, and here we are. Solana's like number one. Yeah, gonna be fun to see if they could disrupt Solana. So far, it's good. I mean, I did a couple of transactions, and they went by really quick, and they were very cheap on abstract. But obviously, right now nobody's using it, so we'll see how that goes. Keep
Yeah,
looking
no
at it.
idea.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, idea of the chain I know is to abstract away the hassle of like using a wallet on the blockchain to make things easier. So I know that they have their own like wallet creation set up. I believe it's using Versal. I saw a post about it briefly, but it's like this is all happening while we're in the space, so I couldn't dig in too much regarding it. But I didn't want to call it a couple like actual legit projects on it. OCH, On-Chain Heroes, they have this Genesis ring that's currently their only NFT at the moment, but I believe they're gonna have a mint for higher supply one, as well as I'm pretty sure they're having an ERC20 token as well. That's a project I would definitely recommend following. I believe it's by the Wolf Game team. So anyone obviously familiar with Wolf Game knows it did really well in the beginning, and it's probably going to be a farming type game, which, from all the things that I've seen regarding abstract, it's going to be quite the farm in the beginning. They're not going to, I'm pretty positive they're not launching their token right away. It might be a few months. So it's going to be similar to the Blast situation where, they're going to have XP, I believe is what they're calling it. And, XB, I would assume, again, this is just assumption, but, rational assumption that XP transports to whatever the token amount's going to be. So I would anticipate a lot of, farming being done, and probably the top projects that are legitimate on there will be good spots to do so. So OCH, and then also GLHFers, GLHFERS.
Yeah, GLHFers. Yeah. Gigaverse.
Yeah, is another game that's coming out. They're launching Gigaverse, which has been a really popular whitelist. We have I'm not sure if it's still active or not. I gotta check real quick, but we had a whitelist hosted on our app as well for Gigaverse. Let me see. I don't remember exactly when that ended. It ended now. Sorry.
Yeah, it
ended. That one was super popular. I know a lot of people want the Gigaverse whitelist. They're launching on there as well. That's a very legitimate team. The founder is the head of business development for Pirate Nation, which is developing proof of play chain. Which Pirate Nation has been a very successful game. They're like the creators of Farmville. If you remember Farmville from Facebook days, that had millions, tens of millions of users. So really good team behind those those two projects I wanted to shout out if you do want to get involved, and then obviously be on the lookout for other coins on there. I would say it's going to be probably, a Blast type situation. Maybe they have more traction than Blast, but that's the early speculation at the moment.
Yeah, I gotta call out Loop's project DXNK also. They had NFTs on Ethereum, but they're gonna do an airdrop on Abstract for their members. So that's gonna be a cool one. I can't wait to see how that plays out. The floor stayed all right. It stayed decently high on those NFTs. It was a free mint, and they're like at 0.2, unless they dropped a little bit today. But yeah, we'll see how he develops that. I know Loop is a good guy, and he cares about what he works on. So I think he's gonna do right by his people. Just we got to see how Abstract develops, but yeah, I mean, new chain, new opportunities. Yeah, I gotta call out Loop. He's always good for this space, and he's done a lot for us, and he's done a lot for the space. So yeah, I always shout him out. Good guy. We root for the good ones.
Yes, sir. One other piece of news we got today too was a bait, a classic OpenSea bait tweet. They tweeted snapshot taken, right? And then they tweeted, and then following up in that tweet, they said it's for the Genesis, which is their NFT, to get access to like their OpenSea Pro V2 version or whatever. So the old bait and switch to get us to think that OpenSea is launching a token. Obviously, I certainly hope they still are, but it's just like it's not the best marketing.
Snapshot complete
from them. I saw. I've seen some tweets about like people. I think Tyler did it, who I think is a good follow. Tweeted about how he has tens of millions of volume on OpenSea, but he's not eligible. But this like Genesis NFT is. It's just interesting, the whole marketing plan behind OpenSea, but just wanted to shout that out. If you did have a Genesis NFT, you can access their private beta now for their new trading platform, which hopefully we're all certainly hoping leads to an airdrop eventually.
The comments in that tweet you shared to me earlier are so aggressive. People are like, bro, what are you doing? Why you start with snapshot and you tell us it's for the Genesis NFTs to have access? Like, people are freaking out. OS, they'll never learn. They're just letting themselves get eaten by other companies. Like Magic Eden at this point has ran away with the game. They're on top of every new chain. Their platform works really well. And they're easy to work with. We've worked with them a bunch of times, and it's fun. They have a fun little platform. I'm glad to see that they grew the way they did. They're much more attentive to the market and to people than OS ever was, anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. One other opportunity that I think it's really good. Both from a farming aspect, but also I think it's like actually a positive thing for the space. It's called, mentioned this last week too, but Ethos Network. Their Twitter's ethos_network. And it's basically a credibility protocol is what they call it, where it gives people a credibility score based on reviews. And, people can actually vouch ETH or stake ETH behind your name. And if like you have a good reputation, and then they can earn, XP towards presumably what's going to be an Ethos airdrop. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming that's what it's for. But it's also, it's free to use at the moment. There's only 200 users right now. They were just in testnet, and anyone could use it. And now they're in mainnet, and they're just starting off small and opening up pretty soon. But I think it's actually a really cool use case. You can earn XP right now by downloading their Twitter extension, and it shows a reputation score on every Twitter. And I think it's actually really helpful because it'll spot out like bot accounts for you, because their reputation score will be really low. I think the average is like 1,200 is what a normal account would start at with no reviews. But if they're like a brand new account, for instance, then they'll be like at like 900 or something. So right away, like in your replies, that it's just like some bot account. But I think it'll be more useful if it actually gains more and more traction, where everyone's getting a lot of reviews, and like the actual credibility score is closer to what is real for that person. It's almost like seeing it's almost like being able to like go on Amazon and look at the reviews of a product before you buy it. It can be the same case if like someone launches a NFT project or a shitcoin or whatever, like looking at the founder's Twitter account and seeing what people actually said about this person, if you don't know who they are, and like seeing, oh, like this person actually rugged before based on this review, or oh, this person's actually like pretty good in the space. They have a lot of like people who are reputable, like it's saying that they're a reputable person as well. So I think it's actually a really cool product for the space in general. Not getting paid. I'm not an investor or anything by them. I just think it's cool. And a positive product. And it's something you can do without paying a fee. I'm pretty sure there's not any fees. Maybe there's an initial fee to set up an account. I can't remember. But it's really low if there is. So I'd recommend trying to get an invite for that. Right now it's closed for the first 200, but I'm pretty sure they open it up to everyone when they're launching this new product here pretty soon. They teased in their Discord announcements that they have another product coming where no invite is required. So you can download their Twitter extension right now as a recap, and earn experience daily, right, towards whatever the airdrop is going to be. And then eventually, hopefully, you can get an invite to their main product as they open it up. And then this next product is not going to have an invite required. So I know that's a lot of information. I would just go to ethos_networks Twitter if you want to learn more. I think it's just a cool product and pretty low lift farming opportunity as well.
Yeah, good call. Excited to see what they come up with. It's always hard to disrupt a market, but they're looking to do it. Coming out with products that nobody else is coming out with. Should be fun. Good team also. Yeah, Jake, I don't have much else, man. Just I don't know if you do, but I'm pretty dry here. I think we covered everything we needed to cover. What do you think?
Yeah, same. Sorry, I need to take a drink of my water. My
Go ahead. I was gonna say, yeah, just careful with the panic. Don't panic too much. Just because everybody out there is dumping their tokens doesn't mean you have to also. Obviously, NFA, you do what you want to do, but the way I'm playing this, like I said earlier in the show, is just I'm looking for opportunities and buying. And yeah, I feel like we're gonna go much higher. I hope so anyway. But there's so much going on in the space every day, a lot of opportunity, and I'm not gonna sideline myself. I'm just gonna keep involved and see where we are in a couple of months. My plan really is to be out before the summer, just because I know how brutal summers can be. But I think we have a few months to cook. We'll see how it goes.
Yes, sir. And yeah, just to recap, obviously what we were talking about at the beginning. Apologies if you came to the space hoping for like a TG Q&A. I know it's like only a few hours after we started, but we are going to have a space available for that soon here in the coming days, to get any questions that you have regarding our TG, or you can go to our Twitter, or sorry, our Discord, and open a ticket if you're having technical issues. We are aware that people have been having technical issues. The team is certainly working very hard to get those resolved. Apologies, in advance, if that is the case. But I would recommend honestly just waiting a few hours, or just waiting until tomorrow. The claim is live for 30 days, right? So there's no rush here, and you can come back to it at that time. A couple other things while we've been on the space. We do have a KuCoin trading mission live too. If you want to trade HQ on KuCoin, we have that mission available now up on our app. And we also have the bonus pool is rolling in, right? So if you're unaware, the bonus pool is the amount of HQ that other people have forfeited by using the vault, by claiming the vault and not waiting for the airstream. So that all goes into a bonus pool for all the other HQ apps app users, right, to be able to claim from there. So bonus pool is now live. Now you can, I believe you can see it on the site as well. Yeah, if you go to the Your Stream tab under your dashboard, then you can see the bonus pool. It's sitting at 14.7 million. So pretty awesome. Rewards there for everyone who is eligible for the bonus pool, which is going to be users on the site doing missions and such. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks, Jinzo. Anything else before we wrap up here?
I'm good. Thank you, everybody. Keep an eye out. We're gonna be coming out with a lot of stuff, and keep an eye out for the town hall. It's coming soon.
Yeah, appreciate you all again. This has been this whole TG. We are taking a long-term approach. You can see that in our tokenomics. We're rewarding long-term real users. That's what we've done. We've been a company for 4 years now. That's what we're going to continue to do, is look at the long term of things. All right. So just understand that with all of our decisions made, we're here to help you. You know, we're not we're not just looking at what's happening now. We're looking at what's going to happen in the future. So again, if you have issues or anything, come into our Discord. We can try and help you out. But yeah, appreciate you all for tuning in and being supporters of us. Thank you.
Have a good day, everybody.